Hello and good afternoon. A whole lot going on right now. How are you all? Happy Friday. It is Friday. I know I'm starting a little late. I'm usually at 4:30 and today I'm at 4:50, sliding into my chair as I sometimes do because this week has been a week of travel. Coming home off of the Connect conference, which was in Tampa, my first industry conference since the pandemic. So it was pretty exciting to actually be out and about, back in educational sessions, learning so much about this crazy world and how we're navigating it and what we're doing in meeting and conference planning, because that's what I do. That's one of the hats that I wear. Also, I'm Twyler Jenkins. I'm the founder and CEO of the I Am That Woman movement and retreat. And I don't know if anybody will come on today because I literally just came in and put it out there. And I said, you know what? I'm just going to talk. I don't have a guest today. I'm going to be here to share. I didn't even have time to put my little earrings on or my jewelry or even, like get dressed up. But hey, it's not always about the appearance, it's about the message. So today, that's what we are talking about, the message. So as I posted this week's meditation, and you guys know that I use Dr. Caesar's The Most Powerful Book of Affirmations by Dr. Sheldon Caesar, who's right here in Chicago on 75th, kind of like 75th and Prairie. Hey, Shy, thank you for joining. Thank you for being my faithful sister in joining me. Wasn't even sure I was going to be here, but I made it nonetheless. But anyway, this week, I just thought I would come on and share because Shy and I were talking earlier, and as you guys know, every day, Monday through Friday at 5:30, I lead a 30-minute guided meditation. And then at 6 o'clock, we go into prayer, and me and my sisters take turn in saying the prayer in the morning time. And on Mondays, Dr. Portia Lockett, who's also on our board of directors, she leads us into prayer every day. Lester Coleman does our daily manna, which is from our daily word, which is always such a blessing. And then at 6 o'clock, we have prayer request or praise reports. So Mondays and Fridays, we do praise reports, and the rest of the week, we do prayer requests. And as intercessors and watchmen on the wall, we pray for those who are in need. So today, I wanted to talk a little bit about staying calm. Right? So we're in the midst of a whole lot that can keep us off of staying calm and releasing and relaxing, which was what this week's meditation was about. I think on Monday or Tuesday, maybe, I actually posted on my Facebook page the 7 affirmations for this week. And what I learned this morning and why I decided to go ahead and come on, even if I'm on here for 15 minutes or 30 minutes, was because someone shared a praise report on this morning's meditation call, and it blessed me. It really, really did bless me. And that praise report was that she's done a lot of meditations, and she's been a part of a lot of secular meditations, where we're, meditating and calling in the universe and, the spirit and, not coming against anyone's belief system. I love and receive and appreciate everyone's belief system. But as for me and as for the I Am That Woman movement and retreat, we are a Christian-based center and Christian-based movement. And so she said what she appreciated was that it was a bit refreshing to be a part of, hi, Sister Bradley, hi, Detrice. It was a little refreshing to be a part of a Christian-centered meditation experience, because I do come from the Bible. I do come from the Word. I do believe in sharing what the Word of God says. I don't beat you up with scriptures. It is certainly a community, and Sister Bradley is on every morning. Thank you, Sister Bradley, for joining me tonight. But this afternoon. But I just wanted to share a few things about what I personally experienced this week. And please, Shy, who's also on the meditations, and Detrice, please share if you have also experienced what it means to remain calm and to release and to relax. So I had an experience this week where I went to an industry conference. It was in Tampa and it's called Connect. And generally, there's a certain time after you're accepted into the conference, it's an application process and they have to accept you. And then they send you an email that opens up the portal for you to make appointments. So it's kind of like speed dating, right? So there are places from all over the world who come to this conference and all over the United States. And you can meet with these venues one-on-one for about 5 minutes, 4 to 5 minutes. And we talk about the venue, where it is, what the amenities are, what they have to offer, and all that type of stuff. So as you guys know, the retreat was in Mexico for 2 years. Next year, we're going to be at the Hilton Marco Island. So I actually did not receive the email when the portal opened. I only received the email on the last day that the portal was open, and I had to do it until midnight. And I had to do something that day. I got busy, but the next thing I knew, before I went to bed, it was past midnight, and I tried to check it to see if I could still make my own appointments to select who I wanted to meet with, and the portal was closed. So after the portal closes, it then calculates whoever they want you to meet with. So they might take who doesn't have a lot of appointments and fill your appointments, right? So I get to the conference, I look at my schedule, and I'm like, I would not have chosen not one of these destinations, right? They're in Alabama, they're in Reno, Nevada, they're in Mississippi. They're just locations that I was like, oh no, have I come all the way to this conference, taking up my office hours? I still did the educational sessions, but I was just like kind of bummed, right? So I was like, but I asked God in that moment. I said, you know what? Let me not be so wound up about this, because everything happens for a reason and everything happens for a purpose. So I literally said and asked God, why did this happen? Why was I not able to make my own meetings? Like, this has never happened before. This isn't the first time that I've attended this conference. So I kind of asked, and then I just went with it, and I started doing the meetings and what have you. And by the time I got to the fourth meeting, which was with this beautiful young lady from Tuscaloosa, Alabama, right? So I'm always thinking who the retreat is for, what the retreat is for, what it's about. I'm not going to Tuscaloosa, Alabama. I'm not taking my ladies to Tuscaloosa, Alabama. Who would want to go to Tuscaloosa, Alabama? How am I going to sell that, right? Then I have an aha moment, because remember, I had just prayed and I had just asked God, why did this happen to me? I didn't understand, right? So as I'm talking to her, she starts telling me things about her destination and showing me pictures about her destination that I never knew about, that I never even would have researched. And I had an aha moment. She said, Tyler, we have some beautiful beaches. You would think that you were on the Gulf of Mexico, because we're on the Gulf side. We have this to offer. We have that to offer. There are a lot of wellness type things that you can do here. And so in that moment, I said, I think I just had an aha moment. I said, you are absolutely right, God. I never would have chosen these destinations. I never would have created the schedule that I have before me for these next 2 days. But I also didn't have control of it, right? And so when I let go of control, and when I stayed calm, and when I asked, I got the answer. I said, the Lord said, you're receiving information that you never would have received before had you control it. But since I controlled it, I wanted you to have these experiences. And perhaps it would behoove you to create experiences for small groups of women, to go to destinations that they wouldn't normally go to create extraordinary experiences that they wouldn't have normally even be able to experience had you not created and curated the opportunities. So in that moment, I was like, oh my gosh. I started asking the young lady from Tuscaloosa, well, what about this? And what about this? And she started answering questions, and it opened up a whole new opportunity and a whole new path and a whole new thought process of what I could possibly do with the I Am That Woman movement and retreat. Every destination after that, I started asking them about extraordinary opportunities that I could curate and create at these destinations that's going to be at a lower price point, that's still going to be beautiful, that's still going to offer some five-star experiences, because sometimes they have boutique hotels, sometimes they have small things that are intimate things that we could do, that had I been at all the other destinations, at all the regular locations that we generally go to, would have to offer. So guess what? Here comes Meet Lex. I said, where is Meet Lex? And so she said, Lexington, Kentucky. I hope Jewel comes on today. And I said, Lexington, Kentucky, I have family there. And so I told her about my experience, and all of a sudden she says, oh, Twyler, in her little Southern accent, I just love this woman. She said, I believe there's some places down here that you would just love to bring your ladies to. Y'all know I can do a few accents, right? And I said, really? And then in that moment, I thought about horses. Do you guys know how spiritual horses are? Do you guys know that I can curate and create a godly experience, like a natural experience that will allow women to have a godly awakening with horses? Now, would I have chosen Lexington, Kentucky? Absolutely not. Would I have chosen, I believe it was Reno, Nevada? Absolutely not. But then we talked about the Indians that were there. One of the locations that I met with was actually owned by a tribe of Indians. I wish I had my notes here. And she talked about they could create a spiritual experience with me and the ladies to curate something to help us to cleanse, to help us to just renew, restore, and revive. I got so excited, and I was like, God, look at you. But in that moment of being upset and a little uptight, because I was like, am I wasting my time? But I asked the Spirit, why did this happen to me? I always control my schedule. Why didn't I get that email? And while I didn't get the answer right away, it soon came. But I had to be still, be quiet, and be open. I had to ask the Spirit of God, why? Not in a woe is me, but in a why position of, tell me, give me some insight. I use my divine mind instead of my mind that wanted to run rampant, that this wasn't right and it was my fault and I was too busy. Stopped all the noise, asked God for the answer, received the answer, and then started meditating. Those meetings were so powerful. The opportunities and the wisdom that came with those meetings. I started journaling and flowing about everything that I was doing and could do, because God had already told me. As you guys know, you can see my office behind me. You guys know the story. This used to be my storage office. I finally came in one day and was like, oh my gosh, this place is a wreck. I can't work in this environment anymore. I hired a professional organizer, and once she cleaned it and curated and cleaned out all of my space, and now I come in here and spend more time in my office almost than any other space in my house. But what God helped me to realize was I had a natural experience, but it created a spiritual awakening. And that's what he was telling me in these destinations, in these kind of like third tier cities that I normally wouldn't go to. Guess what you can curate? Guess what? If you take women in this world of change, we're in so much change. Did you guys see what happened in New York overnight? The change that happened just like that. A hurricane comes in and creates change. Winds blow and things go away. And all of a sudden, what you used to have isn't there anymore. Floodwaters are everywhere. Fires are burning everywhere. Rapid change. Life is changing instantly. But what do you do in that change? So what the Spirit led me to believe is that perhaps the I Am That Woman movement in retreat needs to be about helping women to do something outside of the ordinary. How often will you just choose destinations like Tuscaloosa, Alabama, or Reno, Nevada, or Lake Tahoe just to do a family retreat or a family reunion? Probably not very often. So all of the destinations that I met with this week and these 2 days created an opportunity for me to think outside of the box. I had to think with my divine mind, but I also had to stay calm, release, and relax what my normal was, what I was generally and used to doing. I had to say, in this moment, why? But I also had to be open to receiving the answer. And the answer is perhaps you should do something different to help women to adapt to change. Perhaps if you just create something and an opportunity to take women off the beaten path, not go to a place that they would normally go, not have an experience that they will normally have. Perhaps you don't even take large groups. Perhaps it's small groups of women, 10, 15, 20, where you can really curate things outside of a ballroom, outside of meeting space. Perhaps we go to a farm and we commune with nature and we learn the experience and the spiritual awakening of just even being with the horse, something that was made still by God. Perhaps you whisper in his ear and get the experience of when God whispers in our ear, do we listen? Perhaps when you control the horse and you have to learn trust with the horse, it's the same experience, the spiritual experience that you have with God. Can he trust you? Can I trust you with the power that I'm giving you, with the power that you have within you? Perhaps we're creating experiences and we can go and see some of our brown brothers and sisters on a natural habitat of an Indian plantation. Perhaps we can chant. Perhaps we can hear the beat of the drums. Perhaps we can just be blessed by the open skies and the open rains and have experiences that otherwise we would not have had. Perhaps if we would just be still, be quiet, and be open, God will lead us and guide us into things that we otherwise would not have even been available. Because if I didn't make myself available, I could have gotten the schedule and said, I'm going to cancel. I'm not going to go. This is going to be a waste of my time. Perhaps I could have said, you know what? I don't need to meet with these destinations. I'm just going to go to the conference and do something else. But I opened myself up to the experience and look what I received. Also, I believe sometimes as we are learning new things, it's just like I said it this morning, going to the gym, our physical health and wellness, right? So we go to the gym, we're doing cardio, we're running, we're lifting weights, we're eating right. We see our body change. Your face changes, your biceps change, your arms change. You start to get muscle tone and, you start to see this change. Well, guess what? Guided meditation, being in his word, as I have my word right here. So if you are doing guided meditations, if you're in his word, and I even print off what my church is doing every week with our very inspiring scriptures of the day and what we're learning and what Bishop Smith is taking us through about relational health, wellness, and wholeness. So just taking that time every single day, it's no different than your physical health. It's your mental and emotional health. So you can't train for a marathon in a day, and you can't train this mind and this heart and these emotions in a day. So every day that we're waking up and we're doing meditation and we're being in his word and we're reading daily manna, guess what? It's a training. You can see and witness a difference. I had to activate what we were talking about this week. And I think had we not really been focused on staying calm and releasing and relaxing and understanding my inner self and calling that forward to be able to release and relax under any conditions, perhaps some of the things that I had to deal with upon arrival at home would have been different. It didn't mean that it didn't upset me, or it didn't mean that I wasn't disappointed, or it didn't mean it wasn't a challenge. But because of my meditation, the way that I was able to really process it and the way that I was able to really deep down inside learn from it was completely different. I think had it not been for my daily meditations, I wouldn't have had the same outcome. So at first I wasn't going to jump on because it was getting late and I was wrapped up in something, and I came up at 4:30 not realizing what time it was, and the Spirit said, nah, you got something to share. You went through a couple of things this week that might just be worthy of sharing. And this morning, I'll tell you that one of the young ladies who recently joined the meditation line inspired me. She said, I've done a lot of this with a lot of different groups and a lot of different people, and I'm pretty spiritual and pretty connected, but this is different. It's refreshing. The Christian foundation and belief of what we go through and how you're teaching, because sometimes the devil will want to take you off of what you're doing and what God has inspired you to do, because it's not a lot of people. But I've always said it doesn't matter to me if I just affect one or two. Whatever God puts in my hand is what I trust him to do. So her one inspiration was enough for me today to say it's not too late. God gave me a lesson today, and perhaps if I share it, it will inspire somebody else. That when change comes, or when you're having to deal with something a little different than what you're used to, especially when you couldn't control it, especially when it wasn't your normal, especially when it wasn't expected, how do you deal with that? And how do you cope with that? And how do you turn those lemons into the lemonade? And how do you ask the Spirit? And how do you hear the Spirit? And how do you receive the Spirit? And now, for me, my quest is to manifest the Spirit. So I'm going to be creating some very unique experiences and curating some very unique experiences that's going to allow all of us women to be open, to be still, to be quiet. We're going to experience some natural things. We might be with horses. We might be with the Indians. We might be just in open water. Who knows? But the spiritual awakenings that we will have at these destinations that might be off the beaten path are going to be amazing, extraordinary. God never gives you anything, and sometimes he has to knock you out of your own way to get you there. I don't know why I didn't get that email, but then it was revealed to me. It wasn't about you. It wasn't for you to control it. It wasn't for me to select who I was going to meet with. It was by the divine spirit and presence of God that I needed to have a whole new path of opportunity for the women, for the I Am That Woman movement and retreat, to help us to open up and to see all of the change that's going on in the world. How do we adapt? How do we adapt, and how do we not control what we can't control? How do we let go and let God? Like really let go and let God. So I'm going to stop for a minute because I see some probably are amazing, because I see this one from Sister Valley. She said, oh my God, I had an experience, and I'm going to share this. I had an experience with my neighbors, and I was so frustrated, and I was in an ease, restless, and uncomfortable. But when my sister Kathleen Blade Owens introduced me to something new, never heard of before, meditation and relax and release, What is that? So I tried it, and I can say it helped me out dealing with my neighbors. I can sleep. I can go in expecting God to go in before me. And He did just that. Ha! He gave me a calm spirit. I took back my peace and comfort in. I took back my peace. I have to say, that is beautiful. That's why I'm on today, because you never know who's going to hear you. You never know what blessing you're going to be. You never know who God is going to send in your path. Shai says, absolutely. Dealing with customer service has changed drastically since 2020. I feel like I'm in an altered universe sometimes. Starting the day with mindful manna meditation certainly helps me to keep my peace. Let me tell you, if we don't ever need to learn new ways and practices, that's why I always have on people with resources. Remember Sherry Franklin teaching us how to tap, teaching us where to go in those moments of how to just be still, be quiet, be open. But sometimes we literally need practices. That's a form of meditation. Remember Sister Armstrong, who taught us the butterfly, where we can just calmly tap ourselves in that moment of crazy. Remember that? So even Shai shared that after a frustrating encounter, I listened to Grace for Purpose prayer that touched my spirit, and I was amazed it was the perfect prayer that I needed in that moment. God never leaves us. He never fails us. He never forsakes us. Even in that moment, I'm at this conference, I'm looking at this list of people I'm going to meet with, and I'm saying to myself, I don't need any of this, but I asked God, why did you send me this? Why did this happen? It wasn't a woe is me again. So you never know how what you're going through is going to bless you. And then Sister Latanya says, this wasn't my norm, but I thank God that I'm on board for this new journey. Yes, you never know exactly. When we let go and let God, we actually are opening ourselves up to live a life that we've never lived before. Because He knew us when we were conceived in our mother's wombs, right? Even before we were conceived, according to Jeremiah and what God said to him. So if He knows us even more than we know ourselves, right? The first thing that's formed is our heart. Our heart is beating, right? And so if He knows us and He knows every heart, He knows every hair on our head, He knows all about us, that's why we can let go. That's why we can let God. Even one of the sisters this morning was even sharing that even at, I think she said she was 56 or 53. I forget how old she says that she was, but she said even at this age, she's still learning. And we all are. I'm sure my 80-year-old mother would say the same thing. We're still learning how to trust God. We're still learning that there's nothing that's too hard or impossible for Him. Another testimony that was shared this morning, or praise report, was that someone was a little concerned because some streams of revenue, some monthly revenue that's generally generated have been taken away instantly. Clients' budgets have been cut, and any entrepreneur on this line knows that that can happen in an instant. He said just as soon as that happened, no sooner than a day or so, someone called, a couple of new clients called and said, we have so much work to do. Do you have enough manpower that you can take us into the holiday season? You never know. What we have to do now more than ever in this rapid season of change is trust God. Trust God. I had to ask myself, I've been doing meeting planning, special event planning for 20 years. Very seldom does any of my events go wrong. Very seldom do I not deliver, over deliver, and supersede what my clients expect. Recently, I've just been feeling like my universe is off a little bit. Just seems like I can't get a hold of some things. And I'm like, what is this about? I know how to do this. Huh. Perhaps it's that still small voice saying, if you go over here a little bit more and leave this a little bit more, you'll find that peace. You've been asking me to be released from this stress. You've been asking me, can I walk away? Can I really delve into this new opportunity? And no sooner than I said yes, new opportunities started to present themselves. So for all of you out there who may be just a little concerned, I'm not going to use the W word. I'm not going to say that you're worried because you got too much faith. The old saying goes, you're too blessed to be stressed, right? But for those of you who may have a little concern going on about how or when or where or if and all of that, I'm here to encourage you just to release, just to stay calm, just to relax, just to be open to the Spirit of God to lead you, to guide you, to direct you, and to know that whatever path He has you on, as long as you're trusting Him, it's the right path. As long as you know that deep down within, this is where God has me, it's the right place. Don't doubt yourself. Don't doubt God in you. He who abides in me and I in him can ask what I will and it shall be given. So, are you asking? I could have thought I didn't have to bother God about something so simplistic as a schedule at a conference, but I did because I was confused. I didn't understand. He said, in all your ways, acknowledge him, and he will direct your path. Not in some ways. Hey, may have been small to some, may have been insignificant, but it was my time, and my time is all that I have. And I know God directs my path and all my things, so I asked. And not only did I ask, I heard, and not only did I hear him, I followed him, and it was extraordinary. So I encourage you to do the same thing. No matter what it may be still, be quiet, be open, follow the path of light, allow it and allow the Spirit of God to encourage you, to guide you, to lead you, and direct you. If you need a sisterhood, if you need women and men who want and need and thrive on prayer and meditation starting the day every morning, join us. We're right here for you, and we'll be right here with you. Don't be out there alone, no matter what. Don't turn or succumb to the drugs and the alcohol and just binge watching TV. Go to the spiritual gym. Go to the spiritual place of awakening. Start your day every morning. It may be a little early. Take a power nap if you need to afterwards. 5:30 a.m. Central Time. I was encouraged by Sister Pam. Don't change the time. There are those of us who want to get up at the break of day and meet God. It's an extraordinary experience, and it gives you life. 5:30 a.m. Monday through Friday, only an hour of power till 6:30 a.m. 30 minutes of meditation, 30 minutes of prayer. Trust you me, it will change your life. Try it for a week. Try it Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Try it Thursday, Tuesday, and Thursday. Alternate. Try it whenever you can. I will start providing I record it every morning for those of you who it's really a struggle with, perhaps you don't start your day till 7, I'm going to provide the callback number. So you can call in and you can still participate. You can still be encouraged by it. Because the most important thing is that you start your day in morning mindfulness. And that's just starting your day with God. That's just starting your day in a spirit of gratitude and gratefulness. I'm also very excited to announce, and I'll show the ad in a second, but I'm also very excited to announce that we are hosting a live retreat next year. I signed on the dotted line. And we're starting to open up registration very soon, like next week. Can you believe it? So from Labor Day of this year to Labor Day of next year, you have a whole year, over a year, to register for the conference. You can register with the small deposit. There's a payment plan. It's not even really going to be that much money according to the value that you're going to receive. Listen, Black ladies, we're doing a deep dive. Listen, I'm coming all out. I'm warring. I'm fighting. We are survivors. Yes, we are. We've gone through so much. Yes, we have. But I'm breaking down the walls. No more things, no more chains, nothing holding us back from who we are. We're taking a deep dive into our authentic self. We're taking a deep dive into God, really, who He really made us to be. Just like our former speaker and our beautiful Dr. Inger Burnett Ziegler, who wrote this book, Nobody Knows the Trouble I've Seen, The Emotional Lives of Black Women. That's what we're going to be talking about at the retreat. That's what we're going to be addressing at the retreat. Who are we as Black women? From that shore to this shore, who did we become? Who did this society even teach us that we are? What are we carrying that belongs to us, and what are we carrying that doesn't belong to us? What is that deep-rooted pain that we can't even seem to get our feelings or get a hold of? What is that struggle that we have, that everything that we try to do has to come with resistance? How do we let that go? How do we live in more of an authentic world that says that we can show up and we can create and we can manifest just like that? That we can control those things in which God has ordained already for us to have and for us to be. I'm excited, and I hope that excites you. So I'm going to share our promo video because I am super excited about this experience and all that it has to offer. It's going to be amazing. In 2018 and 2019, it was amazing. And this isn't going to be any different. So I hope that you all will start planning to join us October 26th through the 30th of next year. You have a whole year to put this on your calendar because it's going to be amazing. I need to pause. Okay, I got to take it over to the other screen. Super excited about this. I can't even see myself anymore. Okay, it keeps coming back. I'm dragging it the wrong way. Yeah. All right, bear with me, you guys, because here it goes. All right, now I got it. You guys know my technical difficulties. I'm going to share this, and I'm going to put it out on our social media, and it's going to be extraordinary. Wasn't that exciting? I hope you guys saw that. So I hope you are ready to register for the retreat when we open. Hey, we have new board members. I'm so excited. Shelly Davis, Glenda Gill, Ella Britton, Angela Faison. Whoo. Thank you so much for dedicating your time, your resources, and all that you're going to be offering the I Am That Woman movement and retreat. I'm super excited that they are joining us. And now one day we'll do a whole Facebook Live with our entire board so you guys can meet them. So yes, Shy, I see your hand claps. Sister Bradley, yes, I said you said that you are. Yes, we are ready to go. Latanya, I hope you're going to be able to join us as well at the I Am That Woman Retreat 2022. So super excited. All right, one more time, don't forget about prayer meditation every Monday morning. I hope that you guys have enjoyed today's show. Just about being still, being quiet, and being open, hearing the Spirit of God, allowing yourselves to be, in the moment, just having a time of gratitude, being grateful for what you have and being grateful for all that you are doing. Yes, Latanya. Oh, I'm so excited. So thank you for joining. Let me show our advertisement for I literally do this every single week. I forget to bring this thing up. So our advertisement for Monday, join us for prayer and meditation, me and Dr. Lockett. It is going to be amazing. It always is. It blesses me every single morning. Sister Bradley, Shy, anyone else who's on the line who it may bless, please just share if it blesses you. So it's a conference call, 605-313-5104, access code 345235. Again, Monday through Friday, 5:30 to 6:30 Central Standard Time. On Mondays, Dr. Portia Lockett joins us for Monday Morning Manna. And so she just pours a powerful prayer into us and over us. So I hope you guys will join us Monday. Even though it's the holiday, we can't cancel God. Go back to sleep. You can sleep in after we have prayer. So we should always start our day in morning mindfulness. It will bless you. All right. I think I've delivered everything that I have to deliver today. I don't think God has anything else for me to say. I pray that this has been a blessing. Please join the I Am That Woman movement in retreat. Join us on our social media. Go to our Facebook page. Go to our website, www.iamthatwomanretreat.com. Sign up for our newsletters that are starting to come back out. Registration is opening soon. I hope you guys like the promo video that we did. Thank you, Courtney Hill. I appreciate you. So, okay, I've said enough. Goodbye. Any questions? You can put it in the chat. Put it in the chat. Let me know. Blessed holiday, everyone from Shy. Yes, have a blessed holiday. Join us Monday. And then you can go rest all day long. Go cook out. Y'all know y'all got to get up and season them ribs anyway. I don't eat that stuff. But anyway, if you want to, you can. All right. I love you guys. Have a very blessed day. Can men come? Hi, Ronnie Harris. So that's such a cute question, Ronnie. You can come as staff. You can come and help. But no, this is not a men's conference. In a couple of years, I will add men to the mix. But right now, this is the I Am That Woman retreat and movement. But you can always come and be a part of the movement and help. Thank you, Ronnie. Good to see you. Good to hear from you yesterday. And I hope I see you if you're in town. I love you all. Have a wonderful, blessed, safe weekend. Be careful out there as we pray the prayer of protection. All right. Have a good one. Bye-bye.